Hey, sorry I didn't come with a filter podcast, and it is the Throwdown Thursday. Let's do this shit. So, we got the Thursday nighter tonight. Cowboys versus Saints. Pick Cowboys. I'm going to go with the Cowboys on this one because of how they look and how they're going to play. They're going to be great tonight. I know this. I have a funny feeling on it. It's just, things are going to start rolling. I know this for the Cowboys. They're going to roll into the playoffs. So let's go and see. Yeah, the Saints, I don't know if, there's a lot of news going on. Amari Cooper, I think, is playing tonight. So, that's a big thing for the Cowboys. See, Amari Cooper is questionable, but I think he is. Alvin Kamara, he's out. He's got a knee problem, so he's out. So this is the week 13. So as I say, it's coming down. It's week 13. It's, 5 more weeks to go. And, there are games this weekend, like the Falcons and the Buccaneers with playoff implications. Bengals and Chargers, possibly Ravens and Steelers, Broncos and Chiefs, and then of course you got the big Monday Nighter game that I think everybody's looking at. Allen versus Jones, can the young guy beat the statesman? I probably think that could happen. With that being said, it's going to be a tough road from here on out for any teams that are supposed to be trying to make the playoffs or are supposed to be in the playoffs. So it's going to be a big one. Now, jumping ship to the NHL, looks like, the refs are finally starting to call games somewhat down the middle. As I predicted, the Flyers lose to the Rangers. The Red Wings beat the Kraken. My Canucks, yes, I understand Canuck Nation. We beat up on two of the lower place teams in the NHL, and especially in Canada, Sens and Habs. But give or take, beat on a worse team than you. It should give you some more confidence that you can still keep playing this freaking game. So kudos to that. Maple Leafs beat the Avalanche. So, yeah, as I say, the Avalanche are on a hot streak. Or the Maple Leafs, I should say. And then the Ducks beat the Knights, so there you go. And then the Penguins lost to the Oilers. I was hoping the Oilers would do it, and they did. So, that's good. Tonight you have the Avalanche versus the Canadiens. I'd probably say Avalanche. Blues versus Lightning. I'm going to go with the Blues. Hurricanes over the Senators every given day. Trade today was Buffalo getting Malcolm Subban from Chicago, so they have another goaltender there. Panthers are going to beat on the Sabres. Blackhawks are going to lose to the Capitals. Sharks beat on the Islanders. Matt Zuccarello is returning to the lineup for the Wild, so I'm pretty sure the Wild is going to beat up on the Devils. Predators beat on the Bruins. I'm having this funny fact feeling. Blue Jackets versus Stars. I would have to say the Blue Jackets. Kings versus Flames. Kings are doing very well, but the Flames are on a roll, so I'll go with the Flames. They're on a hot streak. That's my take to that. Again, as I was saying, the teams are, the refs are starting to allow things to happen naturally in the progression of hockey, which is a good sign that, nobody's going to be stupid or be pigeon-held to the point of being pigeoned. Because, honestly, nobody gives a shit for that shit. You just don't do that. I think with the way it's looking right now for the Canucks, it's up and up. They can still do something, because if I look at the Western Conference, let's see at the Pacific. Okay, yeah, they are at the bottom. But again, it's 24 games out of 82. There's still time to pick up points here. There's still time in this first half of the season that they can pick up points. So, it's... What separates them from, being near, fourth in the division is only 7 points. Same as the Kraken. So it's a tight squeeze there. Looking over at the East, though. Oh, shit. I'm really fucking tired. Or I'm just getting off my weed. One or the other. The East, it's starting to become like a runaway train in both divisions. So I don't see much of that. Happening too much. So it's going to be a long road for a lot of teams as I am looking at things. So going to what I was predicting yesterday in the NBA world, let's see. So I was right about the Hawks. I was wrong about the Magic, so the Magic won. I thought the Timberwolves were going to beat the Wiz, but the Wiz beat them. The Celtics squeaked out a win by 1 point. The Heat are starting to kind of falter a little, but that's just, they'll find their momentum again. Giannis versus LaMelo was a pretty damn good game. As I would say, it was probably the game of the night for a lot of people. Bucks won. Mavericks just torched the hell out of the Pelicans. Who would have thought the Rockets would pick up another dub? The Kings beat the Clippers, so that's kind of a surprise. All right, prediction time again for this. I'm throwing it down. The Bucks are going to beat the Raps. I know. I'm sorry, I'm Canadian, but I know. Game of the night will probably be the Bulls and Knicks. I'm going to go with the Knicks on this one. Even though the Bulls are on a hot streak right now. Suns beat the Pistons, and I'm smelling upset Spurs over the Trailblazers. Thunder versus Grizzlies. I'd say Thunder, but I'd probably end up with the Grizzlies on that front. I was actually jumping over to the pro wrestling now. So, yes, last night was the... it was a, Dynamite was just... It was a good Dynamite. I am not going to disagree with that. It was really, really good. It was funny because you had the first match, Punk versus Lee Moriarty, and then between him and MJF after, the mic verbalage was just off the hook. It was just clearly it was that good. It was just insane how these two can go back and forth with each other. To me, it was just an outstanding show of, good microphone ship. And, Punk's still the best on the mic. Don't matter what it is. He's still the best. He will always be the best on the mic. And I don't really see much going on with that. And then we got, we just got announced AEW Winter is Coming Dynamite. So we'll see Danielson versus Hangman for that title, for the World Heavyweight title. That could be probably match of the year caliberness to that. I'm not going to disagree with any of that because, Bryan Danielson, he brings a whole new level of accountability to the ring. I just like how he's, people are booing him, and yet he's not even really, he's not really a heel. He's like neutral kind of thing. He can be a heel or he can be a good guy, but he's completely neutral. So, to say that right now, it is amazing. With the mental health talk right now, I'm doing alright. I'm fairly alright. I'm not, overly stupid on shit. I've had to smoke my weed. I've had to take my pills, my meds and that. So it's, everything's starting to work out somewhat better for me. I am probably reaching more and more inside myself than ever before. And I'm not going to, disregard any of that because, this is the truth. I have to keep going the way I go. I'm not going to say I'm in perfect health or great health. I'm not. I'm still, struggling to keep up with day-to-day aspects of, staying positive. But I'm going to throw it down to you on this. It's, I know it's almost the end of the year. It's that time of the year where I'm really not just alone or anything. It's more just, I never got to spend Christmases with certain family members as much. I didn't get to have that, cherished moments kind of thing. But then I look back and I can't say I didn't because I did. I had a family. I grew up, pretty well. I'm not going to say, my life sucked because I didn't get what I wanted for Christmas. No, I got what I wanted for Christmas. I always had a family, And sometimes I look at things, I'm starting to lose some friends. I'm starting to lose some people in my life, and there's one person I probably don't really want to lose because honestly this person has guided me to a light where I can see clearly, take care of myself a little more in the self-respect, self-love, and self-care aspect, and I appreciate what they have done for me on that. And I don't appreciate myself being the complete utter asshole. But I know I've probably said some things that, sometimes I have to say it just to, tell you what I'm going through. And, I'm not the best at explaining my feelings. I'm the worst. I'm probably the worst possible patient for mental health and any other freaking stuff either, because I am not great at it. I really, really am probably I wouldn't say shallow, I'd say more elusive. Because I don't explain a lot, I don't say a lot, I just tend to keep everything into my own little nook and cranny of shit. And, I understand why a lot of people get upset with me on that. Just because I'm not the most open. I tend to say a lot of stupid shit. I can say it. And I can't apologize for that. It's very hard for me to say I'm sorry when, because people can hear say I'm sorry so many times from me until they're like, do you even really mean it? And yeah, I do mean it. It's just, I'm not the greatest of the, an individual's terminology on it. I'm probably the worst case of not self-loathing, because if I loathed myself, I'd probably be a lot worse than what I already am today. But I know for facts that, most of the time, I'm just off in my own little world. But, me smoking weed, me taking my pills, like taking my pills in the morning does help with my anxiety. And smoking weed at night before I go to bed, it helps shut off what is constantly going on in my head. And I'm fine with that. I am. I'm absolutely, if every day could be like that for me, just constant knowing, I'm in a better spot. And I'm in a lot better spot now than I was months ago. I'm in a lot better spot. I can feel it. I'm not, negative. Sometimes, I have to explain things to people that I care about. That if I say something about my emotions or feelings, I have to bury them. There's a reason why I bury them. There is. Because these emotions I developed shouldn't have been even thought of for me. It should have been just something that should have stayed hidden. It shouldn't have been even brought to the forefront, and that's me. But that's due to a lot of things that I've had to deal with in my life, and it sucks. And I think I've hurt somebody, or I believe I've hurt somebody in an emotional and feeling aspect, and I know I'm going to have to correct this. Just got to give myself some time to figure out how I'm going to approach it and how I'm going to say it to this person. Because honestly, this person did help me a lot. It's just, I know a lot of people say it's not fair to assume people don't have feelings for somebody or whatever. Now, I know that point. But again, I have to also hold on to my recapping of the jogger of what I'm doing half the time. I'm that one type of person where feelings and emotions get the best of me. Self-doubt gets the best of me. And I would say low self-esteem, but I would also say it's more than self-esteem issues. It's more the reverse to it of me being just generally told by a lot of people that I wasn't the right person for anything, or I haven't done anything right. So that's me. But I'm not afraid. I'll say my piece. I'll say my piece and all that, and that's how I am. But I will leave it at that today. You guys have a great Thursday. Throw it down, throw it back, do what you do. And I will see you guys on the Flash Forward Flash Friday Fantasy Pick Night.